Hey, good morning. How are you? How are everyone, my friends? How are you guys? How are you guys? Tell me in the comment. Who's in here? Who's in here? Just keep on tapping the screen to sending likes or just tell me or say hi or just send in a hello sign, hands up, emoji or whatever. Yeah. How's everyone? Okay, one of the good thing about live streaming is that I will just get up early in the morning, because as all the people know that my usual live stream time is from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. So that is why that usually I will have to get up before 7 a.m. So because of that, one of the good habit I started to have is I get up early in the morning and I go to sleep early in the evening. So that is supposed to be a very good habit, right? And according to the traditional Chinese medicine, if you can just go to sleep early and wake up early, your entire body, you will start to see a lot of positive changes. However, one of the downside with getting up early in the morning, getting up early in the morning is that when you are in the middle of a sweet dream, and all of a sudden the alarm clock just rings and you just have to get up, and somehow that just makes you feel so bad. So this is the kind of thing that I experienced this morning, which is when I was in the middle of the dream, when I was really seeking something. It was really, I was walking somehow because we were discussing about classroom, about college entrance examination these past several days, right? Somehow in my dream this morning, I was dreaming of a classroom. Somehow that classroom was really dark. So I was actually just walking by different classrooms, like just seeking someone and something from classroom to classroom, and I was almost about to find the kind of thing that I was looking for, and then the alarm just ran, and I just all of a sudden woke up. The kind of feeling of being waken up by alarm clock does not feel very good. Does not feel very good. So as a matter of fact, somehow the kind of mood I have today is not as so good as usual. Yeah, I really hate being wake up by alarm clock. Usually before, since I started doing this live stream, I usually just wake up early, right? So that is why usually before the alarm clock, I already just woke up. So that is why the moment when the alarm clock rang, then that would not just wake me up from my dream because I'm already awake, right? Somehow today is an exception. I guess it's because of this weather. It's so humid. It's been raining. Here in China, we call this kind of weather a very specific term called 梅雨天,梅雨季. Basically means that every single day starting from 2 days ago, you will just have rainy days every single day for around a month. For around a month. And then after the month, oh, okay, then it's the official summer. And during the summer, you're just gonna have like extremely hot weather, especially here in Shanghai. Like in the summertime, the temperature can be as high as 40 degrees Celsius. So before that, you have to experience this very nasty, humid, everyday raining kind of season. So for the past last week somehow it stopped raining. So that is why the temperature becomes a little bit high, and then somehow everything is a lot warmer and a lot drier. Somehow my this I have shared with you guys, right? This kind of problem has relieved a lot. 湿疹, right? I still forgot this English name for this. So this problem has relieved a lot, but starting from this week, it starts to rain again. Oh, and according to the weather forecast, it will just keep on raining for a long time. So like whenever it started to rain, so this problem just appear again. So it's just on and off. Whenever it start to rain, this thing just appears. It's so itchy, feels so not comfortable. And somehow when it go back to the sunny days, then it becomes a lot better. It's just all about the weather. All about the weather. Oh, I hate this weather so much. I guess it's also because of this weather. So that is why that when I sleep, I just tend to sleep longer because there are a lot of dampness in my body. When you have dampness, you just feel very tired, not energetic, and just feel like sleeping. And when I sleep, I just sleep, 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 sleep. So that is why usually before 7 or 6:50 a.m. to be specific, I already woke up. I basically was just lying in bed waiting for the alarm clock to call me, right? But for today, because of the weather, I was like so, so, so tired. Like I was still sleeping. And I was dreaming of looking for something very precious in a very dark classroom. Alarm clock to call me, right? But for today, because of the weather, I was like so, so, so tired. Like it can be very interactive if lots of people are interacting with me in the comment area. That will just make me feel more energetic. Yeah, I notice a lot of you are just tapping the screen to sending the likes. I mean, that is good. That is, I can feel like you guys are cheering it up for me. I see here on the on the bottom right corner in here like a lot of likes, this little cute emoji like the star, like the hearts, like the broccolis, so those little cute things are just popping up, a lot of them. That feels really good. Thank you so much, my friend, for helping me to cheer up. Yeah, for helping me to cheer up. Thank you. Very hot and humid is Florida now too, makes me feel very, very lazy. Yeah. Yeah, so that is why like I'm actually cooking this barley red bean water as usual. Like I shared with you guys, like whenever you feel very hot, very damp, very humid, that's the kind of water you need to drink, right? So somehow for the past several days, because the weather becomes better for the last week, I started to drink a new type of herbal tea, right? But since it started to rain again and there's lots of dampness in my body, so I have to just go back to this routine of drinking that barley and red bean water because this thing pops up again. Hate it, hate it, hate it so much. Ugh. Okay, guys, for those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me, okay? Don't forget to follow me if you haven't done so. And it's lovely to see all of you guys in here. And we're having a new day of live streaming. Today is the pretty lame, not so energetic type of live stream. But hopefully, after we started talking, the kind of conversation, if we're having really interesting discussion, a very interesting talk somehow, I hopefully, the kind of discussions we have will just make me feel a lot more energetic today again. Yeah, thank you, my guys. Yeah, so yesterday we were discussing the last topic we didn't have enough time to discuss about is so remember a friend asked me this question, um which is 今天没有置顶话题哈，今天有点不知道聊啥了，我感觉聊高考已经聊了好多天了，今天不知道聊啥，所以先不知道该置顶什么话题。稍等一下，我拉一下窗帘。Yeah, just a second. Okay, back. 主播长了一副僵尸脸，好吓人呐、对，因为今天的状态不佳，我刚刚讲完就说今天，哎呀，因为天天这个天天梅雨季节，阴雨绵绵了以后的整体的感觉就是身体里面特别的潮湿，然后就会觉得很累。我通常早上在闹钟响之前我就已经醒了，但是今天早上就是闹钟没有响之前，没有响的时候我还在睡觉，而且我在做梦，一直在梦着找教室、找教室、找教室、找人、找东西。然后还在找，很努力的在找的过程当中，突然间闹钟响了，然后一下子把我给吓醒，然后就特别难受呀，所以今天状态不佳，状态不佳，OK 呀呀，为什么说僵尸脸这么好看的脸？哎呀，谢谢啊，谢谢谢谢宝宝们在这边帮助我 defend。So I was in here and saying that, oh, you look like a zombie face. You look so terrified. And I was like, oh my God. It was, I kind of agree because today I was not feeling very energetic as before. But what exactly is a zombie face? Like a face without any facial expression is called zombie face, or a face that is extra white is called zombie face, or what do you mean by a zombie face? What do you mean by a zombie face? 没啥压力，没啥压力，现在已经没有什么压力了，现在就是随性聊，比较佛系。So when I first started this live stream, I actually would pay very close attention to the data, right? So still nowadays I would do it, like still would pay attention to this data. So say for example, if there are more people in the live stream online at the same time and a lot of people are really interacting with me, sending in comments in the comment area, and I'm getting a lot of likes and a lot of followers, so those are the things that will just make me feel a lot more energetic and more passionate about just talking and here, and somehow that is why that I would have more facial expression, right? So somehow when it's not the kind of but like when I'm not in a very good condition, then I would just not pay attention to this data at all, just to focus on what the kind of things I want to talk about, and then just be a lot more relaxed. So today is the relaxing day. 今天状态不是很好，所以今天要比较 relax 一点哈，比较 relax 一点。OK，你看 Candice 苍白没有血色哈，对，可能现在今天状态确实不是很好。没事儿，没事儿，可能明天就好了。所以 Candice just follow me，OK，可以关注一下我，可能到了明天状态就好了。确实，我承认今天状态不是特别的好。OK。Okay, all right. Yeah, so back to this topic. So yesterday at the end of our conversation yesterday, we discussed about a question which is raised by one of the followers here in the comment area, which is okay, so we were discussing about the comparison between elite education between East and West, right? Because personally, I have attended I have attended university here, elite university here in Shanghai, which is Shanghai Jiaotong University, and I have also done an exchange program at University of Texas in Austin in the USA. And after graduation from undergrad, I also did a master's degree in London School of Economics. So all those schools are considered to be kind of a sort of elite school, using the kind of normal standard. So that is why that I raised this topic to compare this elite education between the East and West. And one of the reasons why we raise this topic is just because for this past several days, it was the most important examination here in China, which is the college entrance examination. So every 12th grade students, if they want to enter into their ideal university, they have to go through this examination. They have to go through this examination, which is the college entrance examination, and they have to score high enough so that they can get into their ideal school. So this is considered to be the most heated topic here in China for the past several days, and well, actually still now. And so every single year in June 6th, 7th, 8th, oh, well, actually, 6, 7, 8, 9, June 7th, 8th, and 9th for the 3 days. Every year, the 3 days, the fixed dates of every year is going to be the college entrance examination for all the students who's in 12th grade here in China. So every year at this period of time, that is just going to be the most important topics for everyone to discuss about. Usually on the very first day when all the students have entered this examination of Chinese. So one of the heated discussion around the exam is around the essay question, the essay topics for the exam for the Chinese examination. Okay, so this year, like also here in China, we actually divide different places according to regions, and then for different regions, they have one single paper. Like everyone inside this region will just have to attend exams with the same paper. Okay, so that is why for the Chinese examination, you will notice for different region in China, they have different essays they need to write. So I remember for this year for the Shanghai version, I think that one is relatively easier, but let's check. Okay, what is the exams for the Shanghai one? OK， 我们来查一下今年的高考2025年高考的语文作文哈，语文作文。Yeah, the Shanghai one is relatively easy in my opinion. So this the hardest one is actually this 全国一卷, the national one. So this is a paper one. So there are like all sorts of different versions of papers, right? Different papers that is designed for students in different areas of China. So for example, this Shanghai one is relatively easier, which is talking about relatively about like social media, right? So, for example, the Shanghai paper. So, all the students who are in Shanghai and this in this college entrance examination will have to write an essay around this topic. This topic is around social media, which says that oh, professional refers professional article, and share means you're gonna just share this article. And then there's another word called widespread. That means this article is very widely spread and sometimes can even be spread across different generations. So first of all, you have to write a professional article, and then somehow this article become shared by others, and then from share it will become a very widely spread article. So do you think that from being writing a professional article to become a very widely spread article, it must experience this share process? And please somehow comes become shared by others, and then from share it will become a 他提出，专业文章可以变成转发的通俗文章，而面对大量转文，读者又不免期待可传世的文章。由专到传，必须要经过转吗？请联系社会现生活，写一篇文章，谈谈你的认识与思考。So that is the Shanghai version of this essay topic. I just translated into English. Okay, somehow this one across all the different kind of essay topics is considered to be the easiest. Yeah, I have actually read all the different things. Yeah, so for the other kind of essay topics, I don't even quite understand. So, for example, this the paper one of the college entrance examination is like giving you three poems here to all the students, and then asking you to write an essay with more than 800 Chinese words. That is around this. That is around this. These three poems. I had no idea what these poems are about until I read those. Some people were actually making some videos analyzing what these actually topics are about. So I read 全国一卷、全国二卷、北京卷、天津卷、上海卷, and among all the different essay topics, I consider the Shanghai one to be the easiest. So after seeing this Shanghai one, I feel like I could immediately just write an essay around this topic because 这作文听了就头痛哈，是吧？But that guys, you think this from this perspective. As a matter of fact, every day we talk about different topics, right? So, for example, like you guys would raise certain questions, and I would answer those questions and share my opinions, and that is the style of my live stream. So you guys could also share your opinions, and we will just discuss something around certain topics. So whenever we start to discuss about certain topic, I will just elaborate using a very logical, relatively logical way to first of all say what is my opinion, what are the supporting evidence around this kind of opinion, and somehow that just becomes an essay. So think from this perspective. So every day while I am actually doing this live stream, I'm actually just writing an essay, like an oral essay every single day, right? I also noticed there are some content creators just posting videos of her mom, some one content creator, like she just posted a video of her mom, and she just asked her mom, say that, hey mom, so this is an essay that this is the kind of topic. How would you write this essay if you were given this topic? And the mom just started to talk, and then somehow whenever she starts to talk, whatever she talks about, it becomes an essay. So here somehow our live stream room every single day, I'm also writing essay just using my voice. Like Radha's were saying, right? I was basically just using my voice to write an essay. So that is considered to be funny. Yeah. So for the past several days, these are all the Chinese college entrance examination. So that is why it is a lot of heated discussion. There are a lot of heated discussion around these topics. On the very first day, like I said, people will start to discuss about, oh, what are those kind of essay topics? So that is also like opening a blind box, right? Open a mystery box, open a black box, and you do not know every year what kind of questions you would have. And people will start to discuss, oh, what exactly does this question mean? And if I were to write this essay, I were to attend this year's college entrance examination, how would I write this essay? So, what subjects are they tested on? Oh, yeah, sure, Mary. So for all the 12th grade, usually here they would just separate them into two different paths. Okay, so you would either need to choose the liberal science track, art track, or the science track. Okay, so if you pick the science track, well, actually this year is not the same. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot it. So they have had done some revolution here now. So it was never like before. It was not like before. So nowadays it was like this. So everyone will have to attend three subjects, which is Chinese, mathematics, and English. So these three are compulsory for every student. Okay, these three are compulsory for every student, and they have the highest score. They have the highest score: Chinese, mathematics, and English. They have the highest score. So every 12th grade students, if they want to get into their ideal university, they have to participate these three exams. And score high in these three exams. Okay, these three exams are considered to be the most important. And apart from the three, they need to pick another three subjects out of six subjects. Out of six subjects. So these six subjects include physics, chemistry, biology, geography, history, and politics. Okay, these six. Okay, here for all the foreign friends here in China, this means six. Okay, this hand gesture means six. Well, do you guys still remember? If you guys are old in here, you've been here for long, do you guys still remember? Like I have taught you guys like how to count 1 to 10 here in Chinese, using hand here in China using those hand gesture. Do you guys still remember that? Yeah, we can actually do that. So here this means six. Okay, here in China this means six. So like you have for the rest three subjects, you have to pick from the six subjects. Also, the six subjects are like I said, physics, chemistry, biology, history, and geography, and also politics. Okay, so for these six subjects, you just have to pick three out of the six. So you could either pick, for example, physics, chemistry, biology, and plus, like I said, Chinese, English, and also mathematics, and that is going to be the six subjects you have to just attend exams, and you could also do others. Okay, just a combination of six. Okay, so the three, like I said, Chinese, English, and mathematics, these are compulsory. For the rest three, they are not. Not every all of them are compulsory. You have to pick three of them from the six, and then altogether you have to just attend six exams, and that is going to be your college entrance examination. So that is why I say English is considered to be a very important subject here in China. From time to time, before there would be people come in here to attack me and say that why are you speaking English? So one of the best way, so for some other English content creators, they would also experience the very same issue. For example, Ashu also shared with me that when she was talking English, there would be people just coming to her live stream and saying that, hey, why are you talking in English? You're Chinese. You should just only talk in Chinese. And she felt like really pissed off, and somehow she did not know how to answer, and she come to me, and I said that, well, I actually encounter people like that too, but like one way I said that is just don't ask me, ask the country. Why are they just making English a compulsory subject? Why are they asking every 12th grade students to attend English exams in the college entrance examination? Why are they just telling every single student that if you want to get into your ideal university, you just have to score high in English? It's our country's policy. It's never about me. So if you wonder why I need to learn English very well and why I'm doing an English live stream, why I'm speaking English, don't ask me. Ask this country. And somehow, Ashu said like, wow, I want to clap for you. You're answering that amazingly. I should do that too. I should do that too. Yeah. So that is considered to be a relatively polite way, but also it is pretty punchy, right? So the reason why this country want all of us to study English, well, if this country consider English to be not so important, there's no way that they would ask every student start learning English since an early age, right? For example, here in Shanghai back then, when I was little, we started learning English at the age of 9 in our third grade, right? So it was compulsory, like everyone must learn English, and also like in the college entrance examination everyone will need to attend English exams. So you could select others, so many other subjects are optional, but English weighs equally high as Chinese. It has the same amount of score just as Chinese, and also it is also considered to be just same level of importance as Chinese. So that is why that, well, it is the country's policy that they want all the people in here to be able to understand some English at least, right? It is considered to be important that you know how to understand, how to write in English, read English, speak English, listen to English. So here, English is considered to be quite important, judging from all those kind of facts, right? Okay, having said enough of that, I was discussing about another topic, which is the reason why I shared all that is just coming back to this main theme. Okay, 差得太多了，插出去太多了，要得拉回主旨。Was because back then, at the end of yesterday's topic, someone actually I was discussing a topic around someone asked me this question, like, why do you conceive, what do you see, what's your view on currently we're seeing like more of the elite school students are actually coming from wealthy family, especially in the West, relatively more wealthy family students attending those elite school in the West. I was discussing a topic around someone asked me this all about that, and naturally it just comes to this topic to discuss about this education system difference, right? I know lots of people in here in my live stream room are actually at parents age, and somehow your children are usually having this education and you probably are also at the age of struggling whether, okay, your children should choose what kind of education that is considered to be best for them. So this might be a very good topic to discuss, just share from my personal perspective, my opinion on all those kind of things, right? So like one of the topic we discussed about at the end of yesterday was about, why more and more elite school are recruiting students from wealthy family, okay, wealthy family. So well, so I was saying like two opinions yesterday. So the first of all I said is that, well, right now in the West, especially for those extremely successful school, like extremely top schools, those Ivy League schools, you name them, like Harvard, MIT, Princeton, Stanford. These schools, when it comes to tuition fee, especially for the undergrad degrees, is like extremely high. Like I shared yesterday, if you were able to just got admitted to those kind of top school, somehow the kind of annual tuition can be as high as 80,000 US dollars per year. And if you're going to transfer that into renminbi, and that is 500 to 600,000人民币啊，这个现在美国的顶级的这个学校的一年的学费，本科生就要至少50-60万人民币。And that is for local students only。那个还只是本土学生，如果你是国际学生的话，这个学费应该会更高。If you're international students, this tuition fee can be even higher. So when you have such a high tuition fee and also a very strong competition, when you have a very big very high tuition fee, then people would all want to apply for scholarship, right? Then the competition inside scholarship will become a lot more fierce. So that means that less people will be able to get scholarship compared to a relatively lower tuition fee, right? So when you set the tuition fee to that high, and I also hear that from American friends that even for those state-owned universities, so state-owned university are supposed to have lower tuition fee, but somehow I have done the survey multiple times in my live stream and asking all the American friends to share with me what is the tuition fee even for state-owned universities. Okay, so those state universities, the tuition fee can still be as high as 15,000 US dollars. I haven't really heard any universities in there in the US that hasn't had any tuition fee that is lower than 10,000 US dollars. Never. I didn't hear anyone share with me that the tuition fee is less than 10,000 US dollars. And 10,000 US dollars of annual tuition fee is still considered to be very high here according to Chinese standard, okay? According to the tuition fee standard here in China. So that is why that maybe you have to come from a very rich family in order to just go to those extremely elite schools, right? So for ordinary families, for example, I don't think my family back then could afford me to just go to the university there in the US and pay a tuition fee as high as 80,000 US dollars per year. 我觉得如果说，我在当年上大学的时候，学费也是这么贵的话，我的家里应该是没有办法支持我去上这个每年要交这么多学费的大学的。I seriously don't think like my family could support me to attend universities those elite schools with this kind of high tuition fee, like 80,000 US dollars per year. There is no way my family could afford me to do that. right? So then when it comes that, well, maybe you're very excellent, you could have this qualification to be admitted to those elite school, to those top schools. But the problem behind that is if your family cannot afford you to do that, right? Well, you could also do one thing, which is apply for the student loan, right? But the problem is the student loan is still very heavy. So a lot of people may not have this confidence that, oh, okay, so maybe after graduation, I will be able to just pay back all the debt, right? So if you count like so 80,000 US dollar, let's just do it easier. Okay, 80,000 US dollar um tuition fee for a single year and 4 years of 80,000, that is 320,000 US dollars. So the moment you started, you graduate, started working, you're already like 320,000 US dollars in debt, or in renminbi term, then the renminbi term kind of tuition fee would be30,000人民币，三千二十亿。你一大学毕业刚开始工作就已经有200万的负债了。So basically means that in the renminbi term, the moment you graduate from your university and started working, you're already in debt by 2 million renminbi, 2 million renminbi. So that is actually a lot, right? A lot for a lot of students. Like you, would you have this kind of enough confidence that you will be earn enough salary to pay back the 2 million renminbi debt, or 30 to 320k US dollars of debt? So that is pretty hard. It must be a great somehow it's a great determination, great courage for students to do that, right? So for example, for some students, they would just choose to have a degree in those state-owned university with relatively lower kind of tuition fee compared to those extremely elite school where the tuition fee is so high. Yeah, Harvard expensive, 60,000 a year. So 60,000 a year is, relatively speaking, I consider that to be relatively cheaper, because I heard a lot of those elite school, those kind of top universities would have like 80,000 US dollars and sometimes even 90,000 or 100,000 US dollars per year as their tuition fee. So many people have huge student debt. Exactly. So when I first started this live stream, we were discussing about those tuition fee, and somehow a lot of Americans come in here to share with me about their like university education. I still remember there is a lady. So she's quite relatively speaking, quite old for university, right? Usually you just go to university at the age of 22 years old, 18 years old, and graduate at 22 years old. So somehow, like for her, she's already in her late 30s, almost 40s, and she finally got the chance to get a university because she has got enough money, and she said like, I finally had enough savings so that I can go to universities. I remember so clearly. Is it other Western countries have lower tuition fee? Yeah, other Western countries are different. So, for example, some German friends come into the live stream and shared with me that somehow in Germany, university education is free. They told me the education for local German people is free. So different Western countries have different system. For the U.S. specifically, that is very different. Around 80,000 debt. KP, you're saying that you're actually still having a lot of student loan, right? So a lot of people. I also remember there's another lady in my live stream before, when I first started live streaming and discuss when it comes to tuition fee. So when you have tuition between China and the US, right? And so somehow when you have such a big tuition fee out there, and we're not talking about any other fee, right? So there are other fees you need to pay. The textbook fee. So I know the textbook in the US is extremely expensive. 在美国，你要买这个上大学课，你还得买那个书，那个书是非常贵的，所以一般性的人他只能买得起二手书。For majority of the students, they can only buy the second-hand book. For the first-hand book, that is extremely expensive, and even for the second-hand book, that is also very expensive. Because I still remember back in the years, I attended this back in university. I remember I did an exchange program in University of Texas in Austin, right? In UT Austin. So I do have like college, university education experience in the US, and I know how expensive the textbook can be. So like if you are gonna have one semester, you have to buy textbooks for every lessons. Well, for sure, you could also sell your textbooks after you finish this term and just try to sell it to others, right? But I mean this cost alone, you still have to prepare the money in advance first to pay the money. So that is also considered to be a part of investment in advance, right? You have to just put in the money first, right? And you might be able to prepare the money in advance first to pay the money. So that is also considered to be a part of investment in advance, right? You have to just put tuition fee is how much? Let me see again. Let me look for it. Is 90,000. And someone also said that for if you're gonna attend like the law school in Harvard University, so Harvard's law school is considered to be the best, right, guys? Considered to be one of the best, at least, right? Harvard's law school is very, very famous. Harvard Law School, you just hear it all the time, right? Harvard Law School, 哈佛法学院. It's like very famous. Like Yale Law School and Harvard Law School, those are considered to be the best law schools, right? If you want to be a very top lawyer, you want to attend those law schools. And the tuition fee for Harvard Law School, someone just shared with me on TikTok that the tuition fee is 120,000 US dollars per year. Yeah, 84万。我靠，84万学费一年是84万啊，一年是84万，而且 and that is for local students. I'm not talking about international students. So for those of the people who have overseas education experience or like you have sent your children to study overseas, you guys probably know that for the tuition fee, the difference there is actually also a difference, a gap between the local students and the international students. Usually, international students' tuition fee is like 30% or more higher than the local students. Okay, 30% more higher, at least 30% more higher than this local students. So if you're telling me that all the local students in the Harvard Law School will have to pay 120,000 US dollars tuition fee per year, then basically for all the international students, like Chinese students, to study in the mind, which is quite tough. Okay, yeah, 15.6. Okay, oh my God, it's almost like 160,000. Yeah, almost 160,000, right? If you round it up, it's actually 160,000 tuition fee. Okay, so please help me again by to time it by 7 to see how much is that in renminbi. To see how much is that in renminbi times 7.3, 7.3, okay? Just times 156 times 7.3 and let's see how much is that. How much is that? 我们看一下人民币那个学费是多少钱哈。我刚才说哈佛法学院的学费，有人跟我讲说一年是12万美金，那这个只是当中的当地学生，那国际学生的学费通常至少要贵30%，至少要贵30%。那贵完30%的话，就是15.6万美金。OK，almost 160,000 US dollars. And then like guys help me with that. So like let's just transfer that into renminbi terms. Okay, so that is almost a million, almost like 1.1 million. That is 1.1 million, my friend. 1.1 million renminbi. Okay, for all the Chinese students who's very used to just every year spending China renminbi, you guys know what is 1.1 million. Oh my god, yeah, over a million renminbi. Yeah, over a million renminbi. 呀，所以相当于就是说，如果你要在哈佛，你要是一个国际学生，如果你是一个中国人哈，你要是真的是足够优秀，有幸被哈佛的法学院录取的话，那你的家里边要给你准备好每年学费至少100万，100万人民币打底。And that is for tuition fee only. Okay, that is for tuition fee only. So 4 years university, then that is 4 million renminbi. And when it's in in US dollars term 我们来算一下1.6乘以4 4624 that is over 600,000 US dollars 600,000 US dollars tuition fee alone. So why so people ask me like, hey, what's your opinion? Why do you think that somehow nowadays all those elite schools are only just hiring people from wealthy families? Well, first of all, the tuition fee is so high that only people from wealthy families can afford to just study in those very elite schools, right? Yeah. 哈佛奖学金种类很多，各种各样的，确实是这样哈。但是我其实刚才表达的一个观点是这样的，就是我的观点是，因为当你学费足够贵的时候，所有人都会去申请奖学金。如果你的学费没有那么贵的话，可能有一些家里边比较有钱的，相对比较有钱，他就不会去申请奖学金了。So I was basically saying that when you're having such a high tuition fee, that literally so many more people would apply for a scholarship. Then competition around scholarship would be a lot more fierce, right? When you have very fierce competition, um, very hot. When you have very fierce competition when it comes to scholarship application, what happens is for sure will be less people be able to feel that, oh, okay, there's a chance that I can apply for scholarship, so I might be able to afford attending universities out there, something like that. 就是怎么说呢？当你的这个奖学金，你学费足够高的时候，奖学金的竞争实在是太激烈的时候，那确实会使得一部分的学生就觉得说，哎呀，我觉得申请奖学金应该也是很难的一件事情啊，我要去读书的话，肯定也是很难的，所以算了，我还是选择那些相对便宜一点的学校了。Or do they need to get a master's degree in this major? What do you mean by that? No talk. What do you mean by that? No talk. Yeah. So we're having a very high tuition fee that somehow does shut up the door to those elite schools for some students from, relatively speaking, poorer families, right? We cannot deny that, right? So we could also discuss the reason why they're charging such a high tuition fee. I seriously do not understand that. Well, guys, you could also share your opinion in the comment area. I haven't really studied that, but I don't quite understand like what is the reason behind why the tuition fee in those elite schools are so high. I remember back in my years it was not that high, but nowadays it seems to be so high, crazily high, that I don't quite understand why that happens. 会不会读法学院不止4年，要读完 master 才能出来工作？Oh yeah, you're so right about that. No talk. So especially for law school, for those kind of schools, maybe they not only need to finish their undergrad degrees, they also need to just continue studying, right? Until they also need to do those kind of bar. They have to attend this bar exams. What is called specifically the bar exams, something related to bar, those kind of exams in order to graduate or something. I do not know. I'm not familiar with that, but there's a chance that they not only need to just finish the undergrad degree, they also need to just continue to study what is called JD or what in order to become an official lawyer and really start to earn a very high salary, right? But let me ask DeepSeek, okay, this question. Let me ask DeepSeek this question, okay? Why? Why the tuition fee? Why the tuition fee in the US top elite school so high? Yeah. Why is the tuition fee in the top elite school so high? Okay, let's ask this DeepSeek this question. Okay, I'm gonna ask the same question to ChatGPT. See if it gives me the very same answer. Okay. Yeah. I I do not know ChatGPT. Yeah. Okay. Gotta love the prestige economy. You're being very humorous again, my friend, Louis the cat. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT the very same question. Okay. Okay, but first of all, I have to log in. Okay, while I log in, I can just check the answer by DeepSeek. Okay, so it gave me a lot of answers. So prestige and high demand. So these schools have strong reputations, global recognition, and history of producing successful alumni. So high demand allows them to charge premium prices because students and parents believe the investment will pay off in career opportunities and networking. Yeah, this makes sense. We all say that the market is a supply and demand. When you have a lot of demand and you have very limited supply, then somehow this price is going to be very high, right? So if nowadays in China, if all those elite universities here in China, like Tsinghua University or Peking University, is also those private schools or not public schools, I believe that their tuition fee can also be very high because everyone will just want to attend those high schools and the demand will be very high And somehow, like, you guys would also, everyone would also think the very same, right? People would feel that, oh yeah, if I am able to get into those universities, there's a higher chance that I can get into those large companies that will pay me high salaries. So there's a chance that, by like, you guys would also, everyone would also think the very same, right? People would feel that, oh yeah, if I am able to get into those universities, there's a higher chance that I can get into those large companies that will bar examination. Oh, okay. You're talking about those law examination. Okay. Yeah. And for those of you who haven't followed me, don't forget to follow me, guys. Don't forget to follow me if you haven't done so. Okay. And also for all those friends just in here new, don't forget to join this followers group. Okay. This is our family. This is my followers group. This is our family. Okay. 那个没有关注的宝宝们可以记得关注一下，然后如果没有加入这个粉丝群的，可以记得加一下粉丝群哈。这是我们的 family, okay? And also for those new in here, this is our tradition in this live stream room. Whoever in here, you just keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, okay? 大家记得一定要多点赞哈，可以看到下面有好多好多这个很可爱的小人在出现，好吧？很可爱的小人在出现，大家要记得点赞。Yeah, so guys, keep on tapping the screen to sending likes, and so that we can have so many cute emojis, red note emojis in here popping up. So this live stream can be spread to more people, and more people can come in here. So right now, the topic we're discussing about is 那个一债两国，再给你一个机会哈，好好说话，好好说话好吗？如果那个不好好说话的话，就把你给踢出去了啊。我们通常会给大家一些机会，然后我们是一个非常友善的一个直播间，虽然有很多人进来都不好好的说话，但是通常来讲都会怎么讲呢？给大家一些机会，再给你一些机会。你要是再不好好说话的话，真的要把你踢出去了，因为这个真的是一个非常文明的直播间，大家进来以后都是很友好交流的。So for those people new in here, just so you guys know, we're discussing about the topic, which is why so many elite schools in the U.S., including Harvard, TTT 好，好吧，行，没问题，把它给关掉，OK，Yeah，好嘞，Yeah。So so for those of you who are new in here, just so you know, we're discussing about this topic, which is why those elite schools in the US like Harvard, Yale, MIT, Princeton, those like top university are charging such a high tuition fee. And the reason why we're discussing that is because we're discussing a broader topic, which is why nowadays those elite schools are recruiting more students from extremely wealthy family compared to others, and also is that considered to be fair or not? Okay, we're discussing about this broader topic, and the first perspective we comes from is actually the tuition fee. So I was saying that before, I was sharing with people before that I was saying that you look at all those elite schools tuition fee, they actually charge extremely high tuition fee. So just now someone on TikTok shared with me that their tuition fee, the tuition fee in the tuition fee in Harvard Law School can be as high as 120 US dollars per year. So we calculate that into Chinese renminbi for international students. That would basically mean over 1 million renminbi per year for tuition fee alone. Okay, so that is like definitely like way high. It's definitely not affordable by ordinary families. Okay, so I also said before that I actually comes from the kind of family that is considered to be relatively okay. Okay, I do not come from the poor family. I come from the family that is considered to be quite okay here in China. Still, I don't think my family can afford me to just go to those university with that level of tuition fee. So I do not know the reason why those elite schools are charging such a high tuition fee. I never really look into this thing. So that is why I'm checking with DeepSeek and ChatGPT right now and asking them what do they think is the reason behind why all those US schools are charging such a high tuition fee. And the very first answer DeepSeek gave me is that because of high demand, which I believe so. Okay, which I think is a right explanation, right? Because a lot of people just want to get into those good university. And the reason why a lot of people want to get into those top university, is they believe that by investing a large sum of money into this education, they're able to get into a better job opportunity, and somehow that will pay them a higher salary. So eventually, over the long run, so this investment will be very worthwhile for them to earn a very good career and very high salary eventually in long run in the future. Yeah, so I agree with that. So second, we're talking about the second reason. I think also, is it Jane or Mark mentioned that as well? which is exceptional faculty and resources. Elite schools attract world-renowned professors, researchers, and industry leaders whose salaries are high. They offer cutting edge facilities, labs, libraries, tech, small class sizes, and personalized attention, which are expensive to maintain. So by that, that basically means the cost is high, right? I also agree. So this school need 燕子. The U.S. deficit is 40 billion per week or 2 trillion per year. Yeah, high fees maintain exclusivity, which sustains the prestige that attracts wealth. Yeah, that is exactly so. Yeah. So the second reason is also true, right? Exceptional faculty and resources. You have all those like famous professors, researchers. These are also the kind of people that is in high demand, right? All the prestigious kind of university would want to have top ranking professors, right? To have like top notch professors and faculties in their universities. Then every university will then just bid, right? And how they are bid, they're just going to bid with higher salary. So by maintaining a large crew of those very world renowned professors, they also need a lot of money. So that basically means running those large universities that requires money. Okay, so the cost is high. From school offer full ride scholarships to low and middle income students. School offer full ride scholarships to low and middle income students. Schools like Harvard and Yale have neat blind admissions, meaning they admit students regardless of the ability to pay and cover the gap with aid. Okay, so that is ironically so. It is interesting when it comes to the other reasons. DeepSeek did not say ironically, but when it comes to this reason, it says ironically. So basically, the kind of thing it's sharing is that the reason why they're charging high tuition fee is because they need part of the tuition fee to somehow aid those students from low and middle incomes family. This is really ironically. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree? Okay, let's have a one round of interaction. Do you guys agree? Do you guys see the irony in it? Do you guys see this irony in it? Yeah. So it's very interesting that DeepSeek ironically, and I do see the irony in it. Do you guys see it? Type one if you see the irony in it. Type one if you see the irony in it. So it is very ironic in the sense that, oh, okay, because you're charging such a high tuition fee, that is why that all the low income and middle income students cannot get into your university. And also, because you want to subsidize those students from low and middle income family, that is why you're charging a high tuition fee so that you could use part of the money to subsidize those low and middle income students. That is really, really ironically. Yeah. So I was like, oh, wait. Yeah. So when DeepSeek was talking about the first two reasons, it did not mention anything about ironically. However, he just goes to a private university. The kind of feeling is a little bit sarcastic. It will say, oh, you know what? He goes to a private university, something like that. Because here in China, all the top universities are public universities. Or if it is a private university, then usually that is not considered to be a good university here in China. So for also happens to our hospital as well. So all the best hospital is actually public hospital, and it's also very interesting that for all the doctors working in the hospitals, they are reluctant to go to those private hospitals, even though private hospital pays way higher than public hospitals. But somehow, because you know public hospital is the best, public hospitals are the best, so the most prestigious doctors are not willing to just go to private hospitals to get a high salary. They could do what? So some of the doctors I see in here is that they still work. They have a full-time job inside those public hospitals. They would actually take some part-time jobs in those kind of private hospital, just for example.